Is left-wing political violence more prominent than right-wing violence? Let's break that down. I'm Mark. This is Marxisms. Please like and subscribe and make sure you go into the comments. For the first time in 30 years, left wing violence in 2025 has exceeded right wing violence. Right wing violence still makes up 63% of all political violence from 1994 through 2025. Let's remember also that right wing violence by far has been more lethal. There's been less than 100 deaths by left wing violence, whereas there's been hundreds. And I don't have the number. I had the number earlier and I couldn't find it again. But anyway, I didn't look too hard either. So it doesn't really matter. We have percentages and we know. Is left wing violence becoming a problem? Yeah, it really kind of is. And it needs to stop. And I want to tell all my fellow left of center people that now is not the time for political violence. The time for political violence would be maybe when we're in a revolution, and we're not yet. I know we're kind of trying to work towards that on both sides. I don't understand it. I remember for years the Republicans, when I was in the Republican Party, people talking about having a revolution, and we need a revolution, and we're the gun owners, and this and that, and which actually isn't true anymore necessarily. And it doesn't really matter anyway, because once a war starts, it's you know they'll be out there. Everybody will have one. It's just so silly. So anyway, yeah, and people that use them all the time are more familiar. Whatever. People can learn, and left wingers, from what I understand, are learning. So this is not a good situation. Let's not have violence. We have a democracy where we have elections. We have normal ish politics. I mean, I do want to see things change. I want to see this two-party system just burn to the ground. But we can do this without violence, right? I don't know. Maybe not. I would hope that we could. I don't know. I guess I'm just getting older. I just want to live in peace. I'll tell you. And it's hard when there's people in your life that don't let you live in peace. Everybody's got to make problems. People just create problems out of thin air, and that's what's going on. I mean, what's happening on Facebook is absolutely absurd. I see these memes that you know talking about, oh, the Democrats have always been violent, and they show a picture of John Wilkes Booth shooting um, Kennedy. It's early in the morning. Lincoln at Ford's Theater, but he was a right winger, though. I mean, the Democrats were right wingers then. The liberal was Lincoln. Lincoln was the liberal in those days. Republicans were the big government liberals. Democrats were the small government agrarian conservatives. So we did a video on that. Not too many people watched it, unfortunately. I'm hoping that it's because they know. I don't think so. I think just people just didn't want to watch it. I guess I don't know. So, but yeah, left wing political violence is on the rise. It has to be admitted because that's the facts. But they got a long way to go to catch up to right wingers. Long way to go. I mean, it's still like 63% of all the political violence has been done by, that's a pretty decent margin there, and way more fatalities and injuries from right wing violence than left wing violence. I guess they're just better at it. Maybe, I don't know. We're better terrorists than left wingers are. Yeah. So it's not true, but it is. It is true that it is on the rise, but it's not true that they have the record. Right wingers still own the record. Left wingers are starting to, as of this year, catch up. Stop. I'm urging my fellow left of center people, don't do it. It makes you look bad. Assassinating Charlie Kirk was a bad move. First of all, I mean, killing somebody, the guy's got a right to his free speech, for God's sakes. We didn't like what he was saying. No, I mean, I think guy was terrible. But he didn't deserve that. That was ridiculous. And plus, all you did was make a martyr out of him. And it's same with these idiots with trying to kill Trump. It's like, fuck, you're not helping anything. What is this doing? It's not helping. You're just making him a martyr. You're making him look stronger. It's just dumb. Stop it. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good look for America these days. I know Trump's a hole, and I know that this he's just really destroying things, but we have an election coming up. Just if we can have a fair election, and if we don't have a fair election, then maybe it's going to be a different story, but make sure we have the facts too, not like them. They're still running around saying that 2020 was a stolen election. It's just so far fetched. It's ridiculous. And yet look how many people believe it. These people are scary. Yeah, so I know I get it. But we have an election coming up. Let's see what happens, and hopefully we can get a majority of Democrats, and we can get this guy impeached. Anyway, but knock off the violence. It's bullshit. And to you right wingers, you guys still own the record. You guys are still the most violent, racist, repugnant people on the planet. So knock it off. Yeah, Christians all, huh? Yeah, you guys should read this once in a while. Yeah, the part where Jesus, talks about foreigners, and where they talks about loving your neighbor and treating people kindly. Yeah, it's all in there. Peace.